right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Bench Burner Sports, Bench Burner MMA. It is Knuckles here, joined by Squared. Max may or may not join us later. He's got a lot going on, so we'll see what goes on with that. But today we're going to be covering UFC Vegas 109, going down in the Apex once again. Headlined by Dolidze and Fluffy Hernandez. It's a card. It's a card. I mean, last week was a card, and then we got two of the best fights of the year on it. So maybe this card will deliver. I'm not seeing a whole lot of dudes that'll probably do that, but you never know. So, but I'm excited to see what this card entails because it's always the cards like this that provide us with at least one good moment. So, but I'm excited for it and appreciate you guys tuning in. Squared, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Everyone watching, please follow us on our socials. X is at bench_burner. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, all the other places. You will find us at Bench Burner Sports. So give us a follow and let's chat it up about this card. We're back in the we've been back in the Apex. Had a nice we got a little comfortable with that streak of going town to town. And then we got back in the Apex. But like you said, two damn good fights in that card. So let's hope that maybe they're kind of riding a high from that right now, and that's kind of carried into the Apex a little bit. So maybe it'll keep going. Maybe it'll die this Saturday. Who knows? Let's find out.
I mean, they've been doing pretty good so far. Like the last three cards. I know I was pretty down on the last card going throughout it, but like in hindsight, it actually was a pretty solid card after the fact because of those two fights.
I got a lot of shit for this. One of the best Apex cards. And then everyone, guys, the best Apex card. I'm right. Didn't say it was a high bar here. I'm not talking the gold standard.
The only thing I will say that brought it down was the undercard, and because normally, I think because we're hardcores, and a lot of the people that tune into this are probably hardcores. Like 9 times out of 10, your undercard is better than your main card. It's just how it goes half the time. And so whenever the prelims didn't deliver, I was like, fuck this card. I was like, dude, I hate this card. And then I was like, wait, the main card was actually what delivered, and we never get that. Like, that never happened. So low key, no, it was a really good card after the Apex card after the fact. And obviously, we're probably going to run through these picks pretty quick, so I don't mind talking about that card a little bit because we didn't get to cover it. But yeah, Elvis Brenner and Esteban Ribovic, they both deserve just all the money, like all the money. That was personally my favorite fight of the night, but I cannot be mad if anybody said that Chris Duncan versus Mateusz Rebecki, if that was their favorite fight of the night, because it was also super good. It's a little sloppier.
Those got the bonuses.
I was gonna say it was a little bit sloppier, but I can't even be.
All right, yeah.
Can't even be mad.
Has that ever happened? And if so, I wonder when the last time that happened. 2 fight of the nights. I like how there was no performance.
Because there wasn't really
there was no standout single.
I'm trying to think of. They do stuff like that very rarely. 2 fight of the nights, I think, is more rare than 4 performance bonuses. Sometimes we'll see 3 or 4 performance bonuses. I can't think of a time that I've ever seen 2 fight of the nights, which was the right choice. That was a really solid choice because of just what we had on the card. So I'm gonna have to look that up. I have to use the old Chat GPT or Grok just to piss off the culture.
It was definitely a good choice considering they were already going to have a little money stowed away since no one put on a performance bonus. Yeah. And then also, if they went with one over the other, the other 2 guys, no matter in what scenario, the other 2 guys got screwed over. So, yeah.
Well, I think let's say there was a couple good knockouts and they got performance bonuses. I know, we don't see it, but I know that there's people this happens. People get paid back. They hand them a little behind the scenes. Because Dana has said in the past, not specifically performance bonuses, I guess necessarily, but regarding certain things. So he's always we'll take care of the guy. We'll take care of the kid. The kid. We'll take care of the kid. A 40-year-old.
He's talking about a 38-year-old, and he's we'll take care of the kid. He's a good kid.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, honestly, solid card. If you guys get the chance, if you didn't watch it, definitely go back and watch Chris Duncan versus Mateusz Rebecki and Esteban Ribovic versus Elvis Brenner. Also, real quick before we get off of that, I want to say Elvis Brenner has just had the toughest run of fighters in the last three fights. He's coming off of losses to uh, Miktabek Oralbai, I believe, Esteban Ribovic, and I can't remember the other one, but I mean, I feel bad for the dude, because remember he was I believe 2023 fighter, rookie of the year. I think that's what he was,
Yeah.
right? And y'all shat on me for that, which hey, it's all good.
I
Uh,
wasn't part of the crew yet. I would have probably supported that.
I mean, I thought he would. Joel Alvarez, Miktabek Oralbai, and Esteban Ribovic. Jesus Christ! I
Hey,
mean,
but he's
starting
good,
off,
though.
but
Got to give
like
it to him. He's game.
starting off, Joel Alvarez is the first of that three fight losing streak. Like, God bless, and then Oralbai, and then Ribovic. Yeah, I hope they. I mean, I don't think they'll cut Brenner. I mean, he's valuable for that reason, particularly to be in dogfights. And Ribovic, dude, just give him all violence fights going forward. You know, I suggested, and I actually rescind what I suggested. I said Chris Duncan versus Ribovic next. Two different styles. It'd be a good fight, but I just think that where they're at right now with what I could be wrong. I think that Ribovic kind of walks him, but just but again, Chris Duncan is so insanely tough. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that fight would be good. Maybe that fight would be good. It's just we're looking at like a 30-something-year-old dude versus like a 28-year-old dude. So it's like at lightweight, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. We'll get on to the old card here that we got going on. Let me pull my fights back up. Fight card. Something I want to do real quick just before we start, just to give everybody an idea of who's on the card. I might start doing this more often, or asking Max to do it whenever he's hosting. So we got Roman Dolidze versus Fluffy Hernandez, Steve Erceg versus Ode Osborne, Yasmin Lucindo versus Angela Hill, Andre Touchy-Feely versus C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez, Brett Johns versus John Matsumoto, Eric Yaboy Anders versus CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, Julius Walker versus Cerquera, I can't remember that dude's first name, Smith versus Kazama, Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Can't believe she's still on the roster. That's insane. Euros Medic versus I think it's Gabriel Urbina. Cowie Fernandez. No, Cowie Fernandez. Isn't Cowie Fernandez a dude? I think I don't remember. Fernandez versus Stolyarenko. Just to give everybody a rundown of the card, we're going to mainly be talking about the main card because there's not a whole lot on the prelims we need to talk about. I don't really feel like talking about Priscilla Cachoeira. So anyway, we're going to start off as we do at the top. Roman Dolidze versus Fluffy Hernandez, Anthony Hernandez. For those people I don't know, his nickname's Fluffy. Um, yeah, man. Pretty solid matchmaking. I kind of felt like Fluffy deserved maybe a little bit higher, but I think availability was not kind to him, and not his availability, the people that were available to fight him. So um, Roman riding a three-fight winning streak, one of the strangest three-fight winning streaks, like Anthony Smith.
Doesn't really
He
feel
fought,
like
he fought a 205er, a 185er, and a 170 guy in three fights. He beat three different. I mean, all at one of them at 205, two of them at 185, but still like three of the strangest differences in style. Beat them all. Didn't look like a world beater in the Anthony Smith win, but he still won the fight, as we predicted. Marvin Vittoria was another dog fight, kind of like how the first one was. And then Kevin Holland, he's just too big for him. And that's the thing going into this fight, I wanted to say is that I think Roman is going to have some size on Fluffy, and I think that's what will make it a little bit more difficult for Fluffy. But I do think Fluffy is just too much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I'm exactly on the same train of thought as you. I think he'll definitely present problems for Hernandez, but dude, Hernandez is on a hot streak right now. Been on a hot streak for a minute. What was his last loss? Was it Holland?
yeah, I think. Yeah, you got TKO'd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then in the last fight, a lot of people were shitting on him because he fought Brendan Allen, and everybody's like, "Oh, he didn't look that good." When he was like, literally, he had like, he had some sort of infection and like didn't even know if he was gonna fight, and then like still came into the fight. Again, fighters come in injured all the time, but he didn't actually say anything about it. He didn't release anything. It was somebody like in the UFC released the information, and he was like, "Yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't really want to talk about it. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna make an excuse." They're like, "But yeah, you were like almost on death's door or some shit like that." And he's like, "I still like, hey, I mean, it affected my performance, but I still fucking won." That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if he's beating Brendan Allen, I think he's gonna kind of fucking work Roman if he's healthy.
I agree. No.
Not a lot to say on it. I mean,
Yeah,
I just think that where they're at in their career, Roman's also pretty old. Not super old, but fairly old. Um,
Roman hasn't always been super convincing either
nah,
with his wins. Not to take anything away from him, I like Roman a lot. I'll still remember that. I'll always remember that Hermanson
Jackerman.
fight.
Yeah, yeah, dude,
Just knotted that boy up and started playing the bongos on him.
yeah. Because if he didn't get the fucking TKO, he would have got the calf slicer probably.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's pretty much it. I mean, he had to have fucked Hermanson's knee up that fight, but yeah, that's pretty much it. He just hasn't always been the most convincing fighter, whereas Fluffy, for the most part, has been super convincing. Like his Pereira win, his Michelle Pereira win,
Yeah.
just hounded the dude out. And then what was it, like a 5th round sub or something?
Something like that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he
I
showed
was gonna say
distance and then still got the finish.
Michelle was just dead laying there, and he got him. I think with this, that's where he can present Roman with a lot of problems. I think Roman tends to fade a little bit later into the fight, and Fluffy. It's a term used a lot, but he's like a wet blanket, man. You just can't. You can't. That's the crazy thing too. Is I remember I go back to the Rodolfo Vieira submission, like one of the craziest submissions, because everybody was like, Fluffy just submitted one of the greatest submission artists, Brazilian jiu-jitsu guys at that weight class in the world. Like he was like an ADCC world champion and this and that, whatever. And Fluffy subbed him because everybody classified Fluffy as a kickboxer. And I mean, his whole UFC career thus far has been him just literally drowning guys on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And thing is, I mean, he has good stand-up skills. It's pretty. I don't want to say rudimentary because I feel like that's insulting to him, but it's fairly basic. He doesn't do anything too fancy. He keeps it pretty simple, and I think that's an advantage for him in a way because he doesn't try to do too much and get himself into bad situations. And I think his kickboxing is enough to gain respect from Roman on the feet because Roman also is not the greatest striker in the world. They're both known for their ground game more or less. And I just think that Fluffy will keep him at bay on the feet, and then once they get to the ground, Roman's going to be like, "I'm not built for this." Like I think he's gonna. I personally, if Roman pulls out the W, then great because I do love Roman, but I do love Fluffy too. They're two guys I really respect and really like in the division. But I think my official prediction. I don't know if I have a. I'm going to say decision just because Roman is pretty tough. But I would not be surprised by a submission. I think it's going to look a lot like the Brendan Allen fight. I think that's a pretty good replica. It's pretty similar styles. So you're picking Fluffy? Do you have an official way?
Fluffy more than likely by decision. I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of wears him out. Maybe gets some kind of sub at the end, but that's going to be difficult to do with Roman. So I would feel a little more safer going with the decision for sure.
Okay, so going on to the co-main event of the evening is going to be Steve Erceg versus Ode Osborne. This is a replaced matchup. I believe Steve Erceg was matched against the guy that fought Tatsuro Taira, right? If I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? That Jun Young Park or whatever. I think that was the fight.
Really? I don't remember. I remember,
or maybe, or was it?
I remember who it was.
I'll look it up here. Well, actually, while we're talking, I'll look it up while we're talking. But I know that somebody stepped in to fight somebody.
It wasn't Perez.
Oh no! It was Perez. It was Perez.
Yeah. Okay, I was about to say.
It was Perez.
That's right. It was like classic Perez.
Gosh, man, I was kind of looking forward to that fight too. Damn, dude, yeah. I don't care how many times he gets injured. I'll always like Alex Perez. But in this matchup, Ode Osborne, I mean, tough dude, very good striking, very dynamic striker. I think that's one advantage he holds here. But I just think that Erceg is, when he's on, he's kind of a level above Ode. Ode is always like, he's kind of that guy that's going to keep you. It's like he's the top 15 gatekeeper. And Erceg, been on a bit of a losing streak, obviously, but he just fought Brandon Moreno, I believe, and had a pretty damn good showing in it. In the loss, I think that Erceg's fight IQ is what hurts him. But this is a fight where I do
arguably cost him the belt when he got.
I mean, it did cost him the belt, honestly.
Yeah, shot.
I think that Erceg here, this is a fight where his fight IQ mostly doesn't have to kick into high gear, because Ode's not Brandon Moreno. Ode's not Kaikar France. He's not Pantoja, Right. He's dynamic, but I think that if Steve does what he does, which is really, he boxes from the outside in a very strategic way, utilizing leg kicks and body kicks here and there. Ode's tough, but I just have a really hard time seeing Steve lose this one, man. I don't know.
No, I'm on the same page with you. It's difficult to see Steve lose this one. His loss is obviously on a pretty bad streak right now, but it's been to the best. Very understandable losing streak, and we've said this every time he's fought since, but like damn near won the title on a whim practically. Right. Obviously KO'd by Kaikar France, which is unfortunate, but then put up a solid showing as far as a loss goes, a solid showing against Moreno, who's also really great in his own right. But that being said, dude, I saw a tweet, and shout out to whoever, actually fuck you to whoever posted it, but someone was like comparing like his arc to Dominic Reyes after he lost the title, and then put in Ode Osborne is Ryan Spann, and it was like, oh shit. It's like no,
yeah, damn shit.
Don't let it be. But
damn, wow, that's a fairly good comparison. Whoever did that.
Yeah. That really stuck with me. I saw that, and I think I just immediately backed out of the app and was like, I got to get that out of my head. But
I mean,
hopefully not. Other than that,
Ode's got power. He dropped Lazy Boy a lot. He dropped Lazy Boy a lot, but I just think he's like, I don't know, man. Ode's just so. I feel like he can be one of the better flyweights on certain days, and then other days he's just not there. He reminds me a lot of Michael Johnson, but not quite as good, if that makes sense. Michael Johnson's just a legend, but Ode just, I just feel like, I don't know. There's certain things about where he's not. Where Steve's fight IQ is not consistent, Ode's just fight ability is not consistent. I just, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go Steve here, and honestly, because Ode has been cracked before, and Steve has power. I think I'm gonna go with an Erceg TKO in the first two rounds. I think that's what I'm going to go with. I feel it. This is one that could go to a decision, but I just know Steve's ability and I know it's flyweight, so like KO TKO is not the biggest, winner in that division.
Yeah.
But I feel like Steve can crack him because I've just seen Ode get hurt before, and put himself in those positions. So, I'm gonna go with Steve. I just have this feeling that like this is the one he gets back. I do.
I could see that potentially. I just think that Urseg, I got him by decision. I just don't know if he's going to maybe take the risks that are needed to get that. Don't know if he should take the risk. As cool as it would be to see him get the finish, but he also, who knows? It depends on how the fight plays out. Might not even be a risk to get the finish. He might really have that upper hand on him. But I don't know. I could see him just kind of playing it smart a little bit.
I think the only reason that I even suggest a TKO KO TKO because you talked about the risks being taken. I think that's what hurt him a lot in the Moreno fight is he just kind of got stagnant and let Moreno control the pace.
Good point.
But I think that was because he took too many risks against Pantoja, and I don't really think he took risks against KKF. Just KKF's got mean power, and he got in too close. I think in this fight he's going to realize, shit, I've got to like be me. I've got to get in there and crack because we saw what he did to Matt Schnell. We saw. So I think, Ode doesn't have a Matt Schnell glass chin, but
still. Well, now that you bring that up, him, taking too many risks and not taking enough risks, it brings me to another character arc of somebody who fought for a title and then went on a little bit of a streak. Kind of different though. But Sergey Pavlovich.
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say Cody Garbrandt. I was like,
Sergey Pavlovich got a little too excited, got clipped by Aspinall, and then came out versus Volkov and was way too timid. Then went out to Rosenstrike and just wrestle fucked him. So maybe we see Urseg wrestle fuck to a decision.
And that's the thing is that his grappling's not terrible.
No, it's
Ode is not. Ode is not a good shit. Maybe that's the way. Yeah, maybe it is a grapple fuck decision. That's what I would do. Shit, actually, yeah, that's probably exactly what I do because Ode's just got too many. He's got a lot of variables with his kicks. He's very dynamic, but I'm gonna stick with my TKO theory because hey, you might get it on the ground. So I'll go with that. But so yeah, that's a fight I'm kind of looking forward to. The next one up, I think it'll be a solid fight. It's Yasmin Lucindo versus Angela Hill. I know women's MMA gets shit on a lot, but honestly, Angela Hill always tends to bring like an exciting fight. Undoubtedly, this is going to go to split decision again, just because it's Angela Hill. I think I always want to say age is catching up to her, but it never like does. She is truly the Michael Johnson of women's MMA. 100%. Like split decisions, wins fights she shouldn't, loses fights she should win. Yasmin Lucindo is like really young too. That age disparity's got to be insane. Let me look.
I think Yasmin's 23. I don't know what Angela is. Pretty damn old though.
I think Angela, Yasmin's 23. Angela's, I think, close to 40, if not cracked that already. Yeah, she's 40.
Bro, cracked that? Hell yeah.
No, can't say it. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I would, but damn, she was born a day after me. I'm not 40, but like her birthday is a day after mine. Cool. That's fucking cool. Anyway, so I'm gonna pick Angie then. But anyway, I think that I'm just trying to think of like Lucindo's had a lot of fights for being 23. Angela Hill's had several fights herself, but she's like I said, Michael Johnson. She's almost 500 in her career. Yasmin kind of got just bullied by Amanda Lemos in the last fight. I remember, I think I picked Lemos. You didn't call me crazy, but Max did, I believe. He was like, Lemos is old. She sucks. She's going to get dog walked by Lucindo. And I was like, it's Lemos, dude. She's still pretty solid. This fight, however, Angela Hill is not Amanda Lemos. And Lucindo's 23, so that means she's just getting better. Like she hasn't hit her peak yet. And I do believe that Lucindo is like a top probably 6 or 7 women's fighter in that division. It's a tough division, mind you, but I think, man, I hate picking against Angie here, but again, it's tough because when is enough? She beat Ketlin Souza in her last fight in a very, I thought it was a pretty impressive performance, very vintage. She's beat Luana Pinheiro. I think she had a split loss to Reach.
She's had a couple of those, actually.
Right, yeah, a few of those, yes. But that's the thing is, like, every fight she's in is close. I think no matter what, this fight will be close. I just think that Lucindo's youth will play a problem in this.
Yeah.
I mean, Angela Hill still looks like she's like at most 30, honestly.
Yeah.
And fights like she's like 30. So, but I gotta go. Not confident in it. I'm not confident in it. I'm sorry. I've been fucking standing on myself.
No, you're good. I feel you. I'm with the young gun on this one.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of you alluded to it. She's 23. Angela's almost 40, right?
No, she is. She is 40.
She is 40. Yeah. So,
40.
you know, she's not speeding up at this point. I'm not saying she's slowing down either. Like you said, she still looks.
She's just
as she always has. But I kind of expect increases from the other side. So, gonna go with the young gun. She, she does have the experience. Angela does, but they kind of have like similar amount of fights. But Angela's got the
Lucindo's only got like 6 less fights, but it's still like crazy how many she's had at this stage.
Yeah, and then Angela's also had like the higher.
True.
Yeah.
True.
The higher experienced fights. So she'll definitely be tested. And then, of course, like you said, she's fighting Angela Hill. So, like, everyone's going to be tested. A lot of split decisions in there. So very few people have just gotten away scotch-free with the W against Angela.
That's the thing is really she could, like, legitimately, I think she's had, like, the most in women's history. It's like 6 or something like that. 5 or 6 is crazy. Wow. She could legitimately be 20 whatever and 9 or 10 or whatever like that.
Easy flip of the coin. Yeah, give me the young one on this one though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go same.
Yeah, she's definitely she's a little bit of a freight train in her own right. You can see her picking up
a bit of a bulldog.
Yeah, picking up some dubs along the way, and she's kind of building up momentum. I think she's going to start to really carry it through going forward.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm that'll be I mean, with it being Angie Hill that she's fighting, I think it's going to be this would be a woman's fight that I will watch. After the first round, I'll know if it's going to be good or not. But it's one that I actually am intrigued by because I'm intrigued to see where Angie's at. I'm intrigued to see what Lucindo took away from the Lemos fight. So yeah, Squared says Lucindo, and I'm going to say Lucindo. Next up is Andre Touchy-Feely.
Just wanted to say, you'll be watching this fight. I'll be watching Weapons.
Yeah.
Probably. What time does this card start?
3 our time.
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
Damn, they actually blessed us by not starting it. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I forgot about that shit. Now I just got to go see Weapons Friday.
I just had to shove it in your face that I'm watching.
No, it's okay.
In IMAX.
I'm just gonna go buy the tickets Friday, so I see it before you. Anyway, no, I'm going next Tuesday. Matinee, got to. Well, not matinee. Matinee prices, got to, man. Anyway.
Also, anybody watching, be on the lookout for our horror podcast channel. That's
what I was getting ready to say, dude. We're gonna start it, man. We're gonna start it. I'm so.
We should have a full momentum shift. Just from here on, stop talking MMA.
About MMA.
So, what I really like about Together as opposed to.
Right. What you guys think about us? No. Okay, all right. So yeah, back to the fights. Andre Touchy-Feely versus Christian Rodriguez, C-Rod, the spoiler man. He's actually fighting somebody that's not 13.
A child
So
abuser is what he
yeah,
is.
it's crazy. He went from fighting people who were like brand new to MMA to fighting a guy who's been in the UFC forever.
I like
And
that
this
it's a guy who beats up on kids versus a guy who calls himself touchy-feely.
ultimate battle of the
Two
predators.
different abusers.
But anyway, I do like Andre's nickname. I remember the first time I think
It's perfect. I mean, your last name's Feely.
yeah,
You call yourself touchy.
I think Rogan or somebody like the first time they said it, they were like, "That's a nickname" or something like. They were like, "Wow," like they were like, "Okay." But Andre, man, he's been in the UFC forever. I remember the first time I remember him fighting. I know he had fights before this in the UFC, but I think he did was his fight against Max Holloway, and that's where I was like introduced because they were hyping him up so big and like I think Andre might have been like perhaps maybe I'd have to look. I'd like to look at the odds on that fight someday, but might have been the favorite against Max at that point in time in their careers. Again, this is forever ago, literally 10 years at least. But at this point, though, right now in his career, Andre is definitely declining. It's just noticeable. I mean, he's had good wins. He's had some questionable losses where it's like, what are you doing, man? Melky, he lost to Melky Cost. I think maybe in his last fight he lost to Melky. He got subbed. He was pissed too. I remember he got subbed and immediately got up and was like motherfucker, like he was pissed because he knew he got caught. But Melky's kind of like on a hot streak, and I believe did Melky beat C-Rod? No, Rosa beat C-Rod, right?
No, I think it was Milky. I think it was.
Yeah, because I think Christian might be riding. Let me look. I'm looking it up right now, folks. I think Christian might be riding a two fight losing streak here. No, so he lost to Juicy J, one of my favorite nicknames, also in the UFC. Juicy J, Julian Erosa, and then beat Austin Bashi, which impressive comeback, and then lost to Melky. So they've both lost to Melky. Andre in a much more convincing fashion. This is a fight I feel like Chris C-Rod could win, but at the same time, it's a fight where I feel like Andre might have enough left in the tank. Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I think that yeah, I think this C-Rod. I think this is a C-Rod fight, man. I think this is one that's made for him. I expect it to not be all that exciting. Oh yeah, it's because realistically, Andre in his last like 5 fights should be 1-4, because he picked up that split against Cub that I think everybody thought Cub won. I'm just looking at the fights here. So we're talking about a Nathaniel Wood loss, Lucas Almeida win, Dan Ige loss, Cub Swanson quote unquote win, Melky Costa loss. So splitting them here, but that's his last 5. So 3-5, 2-3 in his last 5. And C-Rod's he's still young. He's still getting better. I mean, he's 12-3 at 27 years old. Not bad. I do believe he'll be a little bit undersized in this fight because I feel like he really should be a 135er. But he just can't figure out how to make damn weight. Yeah. What do you think about this fight, man?
I don't have a whole lot to cook on. I definitely would take C-Rod. I just can't trust touchy-feely at this stage in his career. Can't ever trust a guy who calls himself touchy-feely, but not in this. Max just gave me the middle finger. This dude's not even going to join the episode, and he's just going to flip me off as he walks by.
Well, tell Max I said, dude.
Knuckles said.
Love you, Knuckles.
Love you too, buddy. All right, folks. So, yeah, I think me and Square are just picking C-Rod. Another one.
I think we pick the same person every fight.
It's just like, I mean, this is
one of those cards. There's not.
I'm trying to like. for the folks watching, for you guys watching, I'm trying to make content for you guys, but like it's really hard to like.
I might just whip my tits out because I think that's
right. I'm like it's really hard to elaborate. Honestly, I've been probably going too long on some of these, so I'm just gonna kind of breeze through these last two. The two fights that probably should be talked about more, but anyway. This next one, Brett Johns versus John Matsumoto.
Miles Johns.
Huh?
You said Brett Johns? Is that what you said?
Oh, not Brett Johns. Which Johns is it? What's his name? What's his first name?
Miles.
I always mix the first names up. Brett Johns and Miles Johns, and I think they might have both been 135ers too. Anyway, Miles Johns, sorry, and that's bad because he trains out of Kansas City. I should fucking know this. But anyway, Miles Johns versus John Matsumoto. I really like Miles because he is a very vicious type fighter, but I think that's what's gonna be his downfall in this fight. And it happened a ton in the Felipe Lima loss. Is he just wings, like he just throws without a prayer, like throws with a prayer, and unless he reels that in, I feel like John's going to expose that into like takedowns and really get him on the ground. And I think Miles decent on the ground, but I just think that John Matsumoto is like, I think they've kind of considered him like an uber prospect of sorts, you know.
I think Matsumoto is just more dimensional.
Yeah, he's got more to him. Johns is a power puncher. Like he reminds me a lot of like Cody Garbrandt. Just has that very heavy hands, but I just don't think he's as varied as Cody. Like he just is a very heavy hitter, but doesn't have the movement there.
Were they supposed to fight, or did they fight?
They were supposed to fight, but Cody dropped out, and I think Felipe Lima was the one that stepped in. So, I mean, again, I don't have too much to cook actually on this one. It's a good fight. It's a good test for John, especially after coming off of a loss to Rob Font. But I'm going to go John Matsumoto. And I honestly, because Miles also gassed in that fight against Felipe, I could see a John Matsumoto like submission or ground and pound TKO late in the fight, like probably third round. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go John Matsumoto by finish in this one. Squared, what are you thinking on that, man?
Definitely going Matsumoto. I don't really know if I have a
method. Yeah,
method. I'm leaning. I kind of like what you were cooking on with him. Maybe potentially being able to expose him, so I could see a finish. But I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Andy Reid and Cole Hauser podcast. I was just looking, and I was like, "Wow, we really like." I look like Andy Reid, and you look like Cole Hauser right now. Anyway, so next up is your boy Eric Anders versus Christian Leroy Duncan, CLD. Eric Anders definitely late into his UFC career. CLD definitely pretty still early into his UFC career, but the difference is here, I think that Eric Anders has fought definitely steeper competition. I mean, when you're fighting people like Lyoto Machida, Chris Weidman, maybe at not the best stage of their careers, but fighting people like that versus Christian Leroy Duncan, who is losing to guys who I think are no longer in the UFC anymore, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I think he lost Armin Petrosian, I think, and Armin's not in the UFC anymore. Something like that. CLD was kind of promised as like this really exciting, good prospect off of the Contender Series because he's flashy, but then like as soon as somebody touches him and tries to grapple him, it's like he just shuts down.
Yeah, I've never been super high on him. I know he won it, and I can't remember if I thought he won, but he had a real close one with Billy Goff, which love Billy Goff, but yeah.
Right. and I mean, I know Eric's late in his career, and at this point, I mean, he's even said it. I think he said it whenever me and Max interviewed him. Me, Max, and Alex interviewed him a couple of years ago. He basically said the same shit. That he was just Yeah, actually, we're coming up on 2 years from that interview, I believe, not too far from it. I believe because we set it up after we met him. We met him 2 years ago, yesterday or the day before. So cool, cool shit. Cool shit. Shout out Eric Anders. But he talked about it in our interview that he's just fighting for money now. He's not trying to do anything. He's fighting to get some money. He gained his sobriety, which is super cool, and I'm like really happy for him about that. And he's fighting for money. And I mean, like the way that he beat Chris Weidman, he was beating that man for some money. He got a little sloppy, but he's beating him for money. And I think this situation is pretty similar here. I think he's going to go out there and he's going to show the veteran savvy. I think he's going to be too big for CLD as well. And I just think he's going to I believe he's Roll Tide, right? He's an Alabama football player.
Yeah, Crimson Tide.
That's right. He's gonna fucking Roll Tide right over CLD. He's gonna tackle his ass, I think.
Gotta ask, is he not counting Brock Lesnar because that just doesn't count? That was just a little shot in the pan stint in the NFL that he only got off of being a famous athlete. Is he the best football transition to MMA?
Brendan Schaub.
Schaub. I forgot about Schaub.
I still think I would hold him above.
Get that corny.
Yeah, like I mean, Schaub's okay. I would still hold him above. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Yeah, I'm gonna say Anders because I just think it's Schaub also was kind of like a flash in the pan in the NFL too, though. I mean, he had some time in there, but
my thing with not counting Brock Lesnar is that he didn't play. Unless I don't know about it, he didn't play college football.
He just made it on. He just made it on.
He just went on to the Vikings because they were like, "Yeah, we'll give you a shot. You're a
well." When you've got a dude who is literally a fucking freak athlete, you're gonna put him on the team. Like that's the thing. That's 90% of. I hate saying it. I'm not trying to discount football players because there is skill to line work and all this and that. But a lot of those dudes, especially the big dudes, they're just giant, like huge, but they're freak athletes. They're like 400-pound freak athletes, and that's what gets them where they're at. And Brock Lesnar was a 6'3", 200 and probably 70-pound at that time freak athlete.
Yeah, especially back in Lesnar's day. Now you get like the Taylor Lewans and like the real athletic tackles and stuff. But back in those days, you just had to be big and strong.
Oh yeah. Here in a second, I want to talk about. I'm going to try to keep that mental note. Actually, I'll do it right now since there's not much else to talk about on this card. We'll talk about it in a second. Saw Stipe Miocic is a photographer for the Cleveland Browns now, right? Which is awesome. Love that for him. He was standing next to the guy, the big one for the Browns, like one of their best players. God, I can't think of his name. I wish I could. Hang on one second. I have, because I watched a video earlier and I was like, that man is fucking huge. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett was standing next to him.
Surprised Myles Garrett's still on the Browns. I feel like that dude's been there forever.
I think it was Myles Garrett standing next to him. If it wasn't Myles Garrett, it was just a fucking huge dude. Anyway, I'll just use Myles Garrett as an example because he is a massive human being. And yes, he still currently plays for the Browns. Surprised by that, but Myles Garrett is a massive human being. And for anybody, this I just want to use this as an example. Look up the video of I think it was Stipe talking to Myles and another guy. Stipe is a 6'4", 230, probably 40-pound man right now in his career. He looked pretty fit in that video. Myles Garrett makes him look like a tiny person, like a small person. And people wonder why don't uber athletes come to the UFC like him? That's the reason why. He's playing football. They all play football. Like if you are huge, you're either going to play basketball or football. It's the two sports you're going to get into. If you're huge and athletic, there's certain people that aren't cut out for those sports. But 9 times out of 10, if you are big and semi-athletic, football is going to find a place for you. Yeah. That's the thing. And yeah, just look up that video because Myles Garrett is a terrifying human being. If you just see him, like he reminds me a lot, and I'm going to get shit on for mentioning this name because of reasons, but he reminds me of a lot of Karl Malone, just very stocky. He's 6'9", Malone was, but huge guy. And he walked around at like 260, 270. That's why, guys, that's why these people don't, James Johnson, famous basketball player, he does MMA. He has fucking taekwondo and this and that. And he was trying to, I can't remember, but at the same time, he was trying to say he could beat somebody. And I was like, you're dumb as fuck. I think he was trying to say he could beat John Jones. And I'm like, you're stupid as hell. Get out of here. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going on a rant, but it just reminds me.
That'll always be the Achilles heel of the heavyweight division is that people that are that big have better options. If it's out there, if it works for them, if they can be athletic enough to play football or basketball or whatever, they're going to take that one.
And see, I'm a big person, but I just there's a thing that I really like, and it's called alcohol. So, but no. Woo! But no, yeah, that's the unfortunate part. I remember the football thing made me think of it, man. There's just so many sports out there that's why MMA is perfect for anybody that's like 170 and below, like perfect for it. I remember, man, it's crazy to think about that for a good stint, a good while. Like, can't remember the exact amount of time, but the UFC didn't have 155 or below, and now those are the best divisions, 155 or below. It's crazy. But anyway, going back to the Anders fight.
Yeah, because on the flip side, if you're a 125 or your choices are MMA, boxing, or what do they call those horse jockeys? Or
I was getting ready to. I knew you were going, dude. I knew it. I was about to say a horse jockey. I was like, a horse jockey. Literally, that's the options. I mean, fucking, or they could just they could be like Nikola Jokic in the NBA. Just buy your own horse jockey because he's too big to be one. He buys horses and gets excited for it. Hey, shout out Charles Oliveira. He fucking loves that shit. So maybe that they're tapping into something we don't know about. We need to get into that. But anyway, back to it. Basically just to say, I personally think Eric Anders is going to get a decision win here. I think it's pretty cut and dry for me. I don't know if you have too much else to say about that.
No, I'm with you on this one once again.
All right. Well, folks, I'm not going to say too much about the prelims. I'm not even going to give predictions because I don't know on a lot of these. The one fight I do know that I think who's going to win is Julius Walker, but that's about it. And also Priscilla Cachoeira is probably going to lose and still stay in the UFC somehow. But outside of that, that's about it. We hadn't had an episode last week, so we thought we'd come in here and have one for this one. Pretty solid little episode for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Square, do you got anything else to say on it? Too much, really?
Not really.
Okay.
As far as the card goes, you want me to go ahead and start the closeout?
Sure. Shit. Let's.
Y'all just follow us on our socials. X is at bench_burner. Everywhere else under the sun, you'll find us at benchburner sports. Be on the lookout for content. Going to be trying to get some more memes out, things like that. Just good, enjoyable content, not just episodes or promo clips. Funny shit, because I like that, and I think everybody likes that. So I'll be getting that out on the Bench Burner pages, so be on the lookout for that. And, thank you all for watching.
Appreciate you guys tuning in here. Trying to think of, because I want to come up with these for every card. I just didn't think of it off the top of my head. And I'll just ask the crowd now, if you've made it this far, the fan base here, or the viewers, or whatever you want to call it. How many of these people on this card will compete for a UFC title in the future? Because there's a lot of young people. There's like two right now that I could see, maybe three. But if you guys look at the card, think of anybody that you could see maybe potentially competing for a title, let me know. Interested in that. I'm going to say two, and my two are Jean Matsumoto and Mr. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez right now.
Fluffy.
Maybe Lucindo. Maybe like if she can get there,
Wouldn't count out a Steve Urseg comeback.
True.
Wouldn't completely count that out.
Julius Walker is athletic enough at 205 to get there, but it's like I don't know because he also lost to Alonzo Menifield and was gassed. I know it was a short notice fight, but like a lot of questions there. Medic is too old. Urbina, I don't know enough about him. Smith, there's something about that fucking Smith guy. I feel like I don't know. I got to look him up. What's that now? What were you saying?
I was gonna say maybe Eric, your boy Anders, follows the money trail all the way to a title shot on accident. Just
Jorge Masvidal. I hate Jorge Masvidal did that. Jorge Masvidal somehow.
That's very, very fair.
Let me look up this card real quick because that Smith dude, he might be on the list. I can't remember because I feel like there was something about him. I'm thinking of Jacoby Smith, and I know he's not Jacoby, but like
Cody Brundage at light heavyweight, yeah, champ by the end of next year. Give me that.
Oh shit, I forgot. Oh shoot, I forgot Brundage is fighting. Yeah, I downloaded Marcel's most recent card picture, and he didn't put the Brundage fight on there. Holy shit, he is fighting like a not good fighter. Holy hell. McConaughey, didn't he get kind of dog walked by who was it? Oh, Ruzaboyev, yeah. Yeah, Brundage will probably win that. Who is that dude? Elijah Smith. Yeah, I feel like he's special. Hold on, tapping in here. Got a couple good wins. I don't know. 22. Too young to tell. Can't tell. He's 20. Holy hell, he's 22. He might be another one, but yeah, right now I am for sure locking in on Fluffy and Matsumoto. I think Lucindo is my wild card because she could, but I don't know if she's there yet. But anyway, so close it out. He told us all the socials. I gave the question real quick and try to come up with more of these. From now on, I'll try to do it at the beginning of the episode. That way, you guys can kind of tune in with it. But appreciate you guys coming in. Appreciate you guys tuning in to these episodes and all the love that you give us on all of our socials, our YouTube, our Spotify. Also, if you listen on Spotify, Spotify comments are open, I believe. So you can leave comments on our Spotify and all that stuff. Leave us reviews. It always helps. Click the bells on whatever. Just appreciate you guys tuning in. We love getting new viewers and viewers, returning viewers, and shout out to Paulo H, I believe is
Paulo H.
Paulo H. Shout out to Paulo H. He's one of our. We love that dude. He tunes into our lives, so hopefully, Paulo, you check into this one. He's going to be pissed because where is Max Mercury? I think was the last.
Max Mercury. What else did he call him? Max. Oh, fuck. Why am I forgetting his name all of a sudden?
I know there was another one, but Max.
Philadelphia dude.
Brady, not Brady.
No. Max Pfeiffer. Yeah.
That was the one. And maybe Paulo comment and suggest more lady boys for Max to fall in love with. So, anyway, appreciate you guys so much. That's another episode.